Hello, welcome to Kissamation Productions, and today this is a tutorial on how to do uh, some basic side scrolling with your scene. So I want this to be animated over to the um, left hand side of the screen. So let's begin by setting up our workspace by saving the document. You can call this uh, scroll 1. And then for every layer that we have, we're gonna rename it to its proper thing. So this top layer will be fern trees. And this would be back trees. Okay. Now, this would be ground. This is pretty good if you have a scene where your character is walking to somewhere. You need a stationary background to determine where she is going and such. Okay, this would be the back forest. This last one would be sky. Group everything into a group with selection. And put this as BG. Take out the sky layer. And make sure this immunity camera is clicked and press OK. So let's also convert this layer into a bone layer. It'd be easier if I show you why in a couple minutes. The only issue that we have now is to make sure that everything scrolls correctly. So how do we do that? So first off, we're gonna take the ground layer and put it inside the group selection. Call this ground. Oops. Actually, let's call it ground group. And let's duplicate this layer and call this ground 2. Now with the grid turned on, Control G, we're gonna select all the points, go over here and make sure that this clicks down to the grid. This is important because we're gonna be looping this group together in unison. We don't want any weird artifacts as we go along. So the back tree is the same thing. We're gonna go ahead and put this in a group layer. Call this back trees. I'm not too worried about the back forest or the sky or the front trees. So what we're gonna do is duplicate this layer and slide this over to the right hand side. Now we're gonna just hide the this front trees for right now. If we scroll up, we see our whole entire scene is pretty large, and that's what we want to see. Okay, let's also color code everything into its proper layers. So this will be green. This will be tan for the ground. And so let's start on creating a smartphone for this scene. So what we're gonna do is just zoom in onto the scene with the add bone tool. We're gonna click and drag out the bone. Call this start. We're gonna go underneath the bone constraints. Adjust this ankle constraints. You can either do negative 90 on one side or positive 90 on the other side. And this will be our smartphone. Make sure our strength is off, so that way it doesn't influence anything. Let's start on with our smartphone action. Just click and hold down Control K to bring out this action, and click New, click Start. Let's go between 24 frames. And then let's also click on the group layers. First the back of trees. We're gonna drag it over to this direction. I know that you can see the where my cursor is pointing. Oops. When we do that again, I think I got this confused. So, gonna click and drag out this whole thing. Too bad right there. We can adjust this later. There's no looping action going on yet in this action timeline yet. Same thing with this ground. Gonna drag out these there. just for right now, we're actually setting up the motion to create the movement. Let's also drag this out a little bit further. We're gonna drag out the bones to about 30. Now let's also adjust this thing ever so slightly. We can adjust this layers now to its proper thing using the onion skinning. Alright. Sorry about that. We're actually going to match up this layer to frame 1, so we're going to click and drag on the canvas to the position of what we want. We're gonna just match this thing up to where I want it to stop. So we're gonna also go pretty close by our previous frame from 1, so that when we loop this object, it will actually look continuously. It looks pretty good. So I'm not too worried about the cut off scenes. Because I doubt if we're gonna move the camera and move the scene all at the same time. And so since we also consider the background and foreground, since the back trees are in the back of the front trees, we're gonna have to be clever into making sure that the parallaxing is timed correctly. I hope I said that correctly. Now with the front trace, it's gonna just go off with the screen here. So if we play this out, you'll see our scene just moves. Now we can go back to the main timeline. And let's go ahead and save that scene. Let's also time this to about 40. So we're gonna click on the hierarchy of the bone. Cycle. Then close it out. That's pretty good, so it can be a little bit better if I have more time. Let's also toss in the character too from the character wizards. I don't like using this old feature because it looks so generic. Let's also oh, hold on. It's so stupid. But anyway, let's give him picture and the everything else looks pretty good. See? Oh god. I've seen a lot of animated YouTube videos. I wonder how they do this. So quickly. Okay, let's choose that. That looks pretty gross right there. Okay, let's put a weird character in. Let's see. Sorry, can I keep a straight face? Even if you cannot see it. So let's set up our character. Make sure to scale it to the size that we need. Let's make sure that this character is right behind the trees that we need it. So we can, I think this has a walking action. Yeah, it does. So we're all good there. So go ahead and go on frame 1. Bring it to actions. Import the actions. Okay. So that's pretty good. Let's also cheat a little bit by zooming in on the character at frame 1. Just make sure that the character is walking. That's such a weird looking character. I don't like it. But you see how simple that was to make a walking scene? So I can export this now to any of my video programs and make a full cartoon out of this. Let's see. Oh my gosh. It's walking pretty bad. Okay. So that was my tutorial on how to do a simple side-scrolling background. Oh, and then if you need to stop this, for instance, we're gonna go ahead and go down to wherever the boy is. We're gonna press Control F on the keyboard. Press Control F on the keyboard again for the smartphone. And we can even move this boy a little bit. Maybe. Let me also remove this tree for right now. Go on frame 78. Make keyframes for that boy or whatever. So straighten at the character. Oh my god. This whole rig is so messed up. That's not how I would do it, so that will do. Let's also condense this to about 70 frames, and so our character will stop walking. That's such cheating. I feel like I'm cheating. Okay, that's the end of the tutorial. So if you like my video today, hit that like button for me and subscribe, and also to yeah, if you're wondering if I'm okay, I'm okay. I'm feeling good. So if anything, I cannot focus because of the character walking so stupidly. Okay. Make sure to hit the like button for me. Like I said, and subscribe for new videos every once in a while. I don't know when I'm going to do this again. But ask me questions. Ask me anything. Yeah, so bye. Okay.